Hello, welcome to my monthly roundup. I used to do monthly roundups of the currently airing anime I was watching all the time back in the day, for about a solid 6 or 7 years or so. Airing anime I watched in January 2020, from the most impressive to the least. So first up is id Invaded, which is id invaded because they're invading the id of these people. Yeah, you'll get it if you watch it. This series has been such a big surprise for me, as I'm not usually the biggest fan of the director Aoki. But hey, it turns out I always have a soft spot for cyberpunk police procedurals. They basically carry around the psychopath dominator after all, although this thing can't shoot and is therefore less cool. It's the writing that makes it tick for me. It's a bit hokey at times, to be fair. Yeah, sure, someone with a cranial injury will mistake the urge to kill with the urge to kiss. I'm sure that's a thing that really happens. But it all feeds back into this characterization and what drives each of these people and why they do the things they do. Both the serial murderer of the week and the main character. Interestingly, I was looking up which person wrote the actual story for id Invaded, and it's this bloke called Otaro Maijo, I think is how you pronounce it, whose previous works include this one short story for the anthology Faust, which was published in English back in 2008. The name of his story was Drill a Hole in My Brain. Yep. Second on my list is Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. This is the least surprising for anime that turns out it's actually really good because, hey, Yuasa's a pretty good director. It's especially good when he's doing something where the central theme is not boy aren't I horny. I thought maybe I was going to start to get a little bored of Eizouken when episode 3 was mostly just them goofing around, which is fun, but it makes the series more of a trifle than something that really sticks with me. But the part in episode 4 where they hold a screening for their animated short and all the visual metaphors and how what happens on screen comes to life and jumps out of the screen at them, that helped restore my love of everything they're doing with this show. Another small aspect I've actually also really been enjoying is their take on a near future Japan where immigration is a lot more common and integrated into this kind of working class community they've got going on there. You know, there's signs will have different languages on them and you've got a more ethnically diverse background cast. It's small, but it helps make the series feel more alive, like they've really put thought into this world. Third on my list is Magia Record. I'm kind of shocked they actually did something interesting with this Madoka spin-off, given that so few of the main creative staff behind the first season are still around. The central story at the core of Magia Record is something I am genuinely invested in. I really want to know where this girl's sister has gone. I really want to know what's up with this city where all the magical girls have been drawn to. I want to see where they're going with this concept of going here to be saved. I'm also still madly in love with the Shaft visual style, where the architecture obey absolutely zero laws of Euclidean geometry, where they get attacked by sentient feldcraft in the world of the witches. Where it is being let down a little right now is the individual stories themselves haven't been terribly engaging so far. That really core focus story is what made the original Madoka so great. Perhaps it is unfair to compare when I hold the original series in such high regard. On the other hand, this is calling itself a Madoka Magica spin-off, so I think that's fair game. Also, it could have stood out more by doing something the original series never did, which was have engaging characters who are fun to watch on their own. But this series doesn't have that either, so fourth on my list is My Hero Academia Season 4. If I had been recording these videos anytime before 20... And last on my relatively short list is Haikyu Season 4. Maybe this is a little unfair on Haikyu putting it last, but this is a training arc. These have always been the weakest part of the series. I know why they're here. I know the actual matches and the development for these characters wouldn't be as triumphant as they are, but still I have to sit through these training arcs and I still don't find them terribly interesting. This one already seems to be moving really irritatingly slowly. There's only so many times I can watch Hinata put on a determined expression after someone calls him a waste of space. But that's it. I'm planning on catching up with Science Fell in Love at some point, and maybe Dorohedoro. But hey, that's what I'm watching this season. Let me know if you like this format, and I'll see you next month.